Have you ever wondered if your body contains like a hidden, invisible battery? And what would happen if you let that battery just fully charge up for 30 days straight? Well, let's dive right into this. Today, we're looking at a pretty fascinating biological claim. The idea here is that holding on to your body's biological liquid gold for just 1 month can actually transform your face, dramatically deepen your voice, and literally upgrade your brain. I know, it sounds almost like a superpower, right? But according to clinical analysis, this whole thing is actually grounded in some very real internal chemistry. So welcome to today's Deep Dive Explainer. We are going to break down the clinical facts presented by Dr. Hiba Abbas regarding a topic that honestly is usually surrounded by a lot of hesitation: semen retention. We're looking at this completely objectively today. No shame, no hesitation, just purely through the lens of human biology. By looking directly at what the science says, we're going to explore exactly what happens inside a man's brain, his hormones, and his organs, starting from day 1 all the way up to day 30.
Okay, here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll cover number 1, the science of semen. Number 2, days 1 through 5, which is the initial struggle. 3, the magical effect of day 7. 4, external changes in week 2. 5, the flatline challenge in week 3. And finally 6, that new energy in the final week. Let's get right to it.
Section 1, the science of semen. First up, we really need to debunk a massive misconception here. You see, a lot of folks assume this is just some useless bodily fluid meant to be, thrown away for a few fleeting moments of pleasure. But medically speaking, that couldn't be further from the truth. It's actually one of the absolute most complex, hard-earned, and valuable creations that your body produces. What's really wild here is the sheer density of nutrients we're talking about. I mean, it's not just sperm from the testicles. It actually contains these special enzymes from the prostate gland. It is absolutely packed with vitamin C, which is a really powerful antioxidant. It holds calcium and magnesium, super crucial for your bones and muscles. It's got phosphorus for energy, fructose to actually fuel the sperm, plus really high levels of zinc and proteins. So, here's the so what. Frequent ejaculation doesn't just release sperm. You are literally throwing away a massive reservoir of your body's essential micronutrients. And this is exactly why Dr. Abbas points out that frequent release leads to intense fatigue, physical weakness, and that really heavy mental fog so many guys experience. Now, once you make the decision to retain all those nutrients, this massive 30-day biological shift kicks off. This timeline right here is going to anchor our journey today. We're going to track this incredible transformation, going from the brutal, withdrawal-heavy first few days right through to that totally empowered state in week 4.
Section 2, days 1 through 5, the initial struggle. This is the very first challenge. And look, I have to be honest with you, it is not easy. Literally, the moment you decide to retain, your body starts fighting you on it.
Those first 3 days, they are widely considered the absolute hardest part of the whole process. Why? Because your brain is literally screaming for its usual rapid dopamine hit. Dr. Abbas actually compares this brutal withdrawal phase to the intense difficulty of, say, quitting cigarettes or kicking a really heavy caffeine habit cold turkey. Your mind is going to try to trick you, begging for just one more time. You're going to feel severe restlessness, zero focus, and your sleep might get totally wrecked. Your mind is just going to constantly wander. But if you can push through that initial trial, you hit this major turning point right around day 4 and 5. Suddenly, this lightness and fresh energy just arrives. And the scientific reason for this is so cool. Your body basically realizes the fluid isn't leaving, so it begins reabsorbing all those valuable whey proteins, the zinc, and those essential minerals straight back into your bloodstream. Your body literally kicks off a healing process to reclaim its lost energy.
Section 3, day 7, the magical effect. So this is where your internal chemistry undergoes a really drastic, almost magical shift.
Day 7 is arguably the most famous milestone in this whole biological journey. According to the research in our source material, right on the 7th day of retention, a man's testosterone levels hit their absolute highest peak. And remember, this hormone is the core biological driver of masculinity. When that peak hits, it triggers a massive surge of ambition. It actually gives a noticeable heaviness and depth to your voice, and it just skyrockets your confidence. You'll suddenly find yourself speaking to people with this newfound, totally effortless authority. But hold on, we need to pivot real quick to a super crucial warning here. This 7th day peak, it is a massive double-edged sword. Because your testosterone is surging so high, your physical urges are also going to reach their absolute maximum intensity.
Dr. Abbas specifically notes that this is the highest risk point for relapse. It is quite literally the ultimate test of your self-control.
Section 4, Week 2, External Changes. This is the point where all that profound internal healing finally translates into visible transformations, stuff the outside world actually starts to notice.
Think about it. Before retention, the constant loss of those vitamins leads to things like sunken, lifeless eyes and just dull skin. But by week 2, because your body is actively redirecting those retained nutrients straight up to your face, your hair, and your nails, those dark circles just vanish. You develop this natural, healthy glow. And on top of that, your mental clarity absolutely skyrockets. A task that used to take you an hour, now it takes 30 minutes. And this is amazing. Your dopamine receptors actually reset. Suddenly, simple, productive things like reading a hard book or hitting the gym trigger deep satisfaction, instead of you constantly needing those extreme artificial spikes.
Section 5, Week 3, the Flatline Challenge. Now, progress isn't a straight line, right? And I really want to prepare you for this phase because it's definitely the most emotionally difficult part of the whole journey. A flatline is essentially a deep emotional detox. You might suddenly feel extreme irritation, totally unexplainable anger, or even this strange, heavy sadness. But it is so vital to understand that this is not a failure. Your brain is just undergoing a massive chemical sweep. It's basically grieving the loss of its old, massive dopamine spikes. Your body and mind are quite literally just cleaning house.
During this flatline phase, you might also experience wet dreams, which is sometimes called nightfall. And I really want to deliver some immense reassurance right here, using Dr. Hiba Abbas's exact clinical perspective. She states explicitly that this is a completely natural mechanism for the body to flush out older fluids to make way for new, healthy ones. It is not a disease. It's definitely not a weakness. If this happens to you, your resolution is not broken. You absolutely must remove any guilt or shame associated with this totally natural biological function and just stay focused on your goals.
Section 6, Final Week, New Energy. Okay, this is it. This is where the grueling struggle of the withdrawal and that tough flatline finally pays off into a permanent, highly powerful state of being.
The psychological reward here is just profound. The sources describe it as this incredible internal stillness. Because you've eliminated the subconscious guilt of things like watching porn, and you've removed the chemical drains associated with frequent release, your social anxiety essentially just evaporates. You actually find yourself able to look anyone in the eyes with absolute confidence and zero social fear. You're present, you're calm, and you're operating with total mental clarity.
And guys, the physical upgrades are just as impressive. For those of you hitting the gym, the stabilization of your hormones translates directly into enhanced muscle strength. You'll likely notice you can actually lift heavier weights, your overall stamina is significantly higher, and your body recovers from physical exhaustion at lightning speed. It's really the culmination of just letting your body optimize its own built-in resources. So there you have it. We've walked through the science, the struggles, and the honestly incredible biological rewards that are waiting at the end of the month. The evidence clearly shows what happens when you stop draining your most vital resources. So the only question left for you is, are you ready to charge your body's invisible battery and start your own day one?